Hi there. My name is Al Martino. Now don't go away because Profiles is coming right up.
Hi, welcome to Profiles. I'm Laura Amoruso. This week's guest is legendary entertainer Al Martino. A show business veteran of over 5 decades, Al Martino has earned superstar status, first as a recording artist and later on in his career as an actor in such films as The Godfather. After a short break, we'll join our host Mickey Burns as he welcomes the personable Al Martino to Profiles. Welcome back to Profiles. As a singer, Al Martino has won numerous gold records for such hits as Spanish Eyes and Volare. He is also an accomplished actor and will forever be remembered for his outstanding role as Johnny Fontaine in the award-winning classic, The Godfather. So let's join our host Mickey Burns from the stage of the Music Hall at the Snug Harbor Cultural Center as he welcomes the one and only Al Martino to Profiles.
Al Martino,
Mickey,
welcome to our show, Profiles.
I'm pleased to be here. I really am.
And also, welcome to the beautiful music hall here at Snug Harbor.
Yes, I'm very familiar with these kind of theaters, really. I played a lot of them in my career.
I know you have. And you're no stranger to Staten Island.
No, I'm not a stranger.
Of course, you're an international recording artist and also actor, and best known for classic hits, just to refresh our viewers' memories, Spanish Eyes, Can't Help Falling in Love, Volare. Great tunes. Mm-hmm. Been a big star in the U.S. since 1950.
52, in the early 50s. So let's say it's 50 years now. I'm doing pretty good.
And still going strong.
Yes, thank you.
Still going strong. Recently I read that you're in the midst of a second career, sort of, in that your music and you are very popular over in Europe.
Yeah, well, this actually came from my frequent appearances in Europe. In the early part of my career, when I had my first record called Here in My Heart,
right.
Which was released in Great Britain in 1953 during the coronation of Queen Elizabeth. Okay. Of course, I was invited to the coronation. Right. And I was, as a matter of fact, you know, I made the Guinness Book of Records with this particular song called Here in My Heart, because it was the first American, it was the first #1 record charted on the British Isles.
And I read somewhere that the great Mario Lanza, was originally earmarked to record that song.
Well, you see, the true story is this. See, when I produced that record, and I say it, I produced it, I actually put that record together and started my own company called BBS.
Okay.
And the reason why we started our own company is because I never had a recording company to record for. And RCA Victor had heard about it and called up Mario Lanza, who lived in Hollywood, and I'm from Philadelphia, he was from Philadelphia. Right. And I heard a rumor that RCA was going to try to get Lanza to cover this record.
Right.
Well, the word cover was a dirty word in those days. And I got wind of that, so I took it upon myself to call up Mario Lanza's father. And by the way, I got his number through my father. They were fishing companions. And, so I called up Mario, lived in Hollywood, and I gave him the whole story. And he said to me, God bless him, he said, you know, Al, this is your opportunity to make it big. I'm going to back off on it. I'm not going to record it. And that's what Mario did for me.
But I did want to ask that everybody in this business did something else at one time. And I read that your family was in a construction business, and you did this as well while you were trying to make it in show business.
That's right. Yes, I held 2 jobs at the time. I had a job, I was used to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I would go to a construction site, and I would work until 5 o'clock at night.
This is your family's business?
Yes, my family's business, right. And then 5 o'clock we'd come home and have dinner, and then I would get dressed and go to a nightclub and sing there.
Wow.
And that would take me till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And then I got so used to this that my father said, you know, between 2 and 5, I think I'll get you a milk route.
Don't sleep at all.
So anyway,
Were your parents supportive of show business for you?
my mother was.
Your father was not?
Oh, my father. My father said, listen, I want you to be an architect. You know, I said, Pop, I says, you know, that might be for you, but not for me. I says, I got my whole life all planned out. But most of the time, he was right.
And of course, you finally got your recording contract with Capitol Records.
Yeah, they signed me, but they
much
didn't,
sought after.
yes, they didn't take. We actually gave them to record to buy. They turned it down.
They did.
After Here in My Heart was made, I gave them the option of buying that record,
And they did not.
and turned it down cold. And when the record became a hit nationally, then they signed me. They said, well, we lost you, but we'll sign you.
Sure, they wanted you now. And who were some of the other artists at that time that were on that label? Because that was a hot
there
label
were
at the time.
just a few. You had Nat Cole.
Right.
And you had, I think you had Dean Martin at the time. He was on the label. You had Ella Mae Morse. Ella Mae Morse was the first recording artist with Capitol Records.
Are you still on Capitol today?
No, I fired them. I'm only kidding.
Okay, are you still on Capitol?
No, I'm with BMG now. I'm with BMG.
How many years were you with Capitol?
Oh, for a long time. Over 25 years, maybe more than that.
Okay.
Yeah, but now I'm with BMG, and that all started when I was in Europe. I have a European career with records now. I have a very good producer there. His name is Jack White, and we produced this album, and it's already now hitting the radio charts. The single is anyway. It's called Can't Get You Out of My Mind. And then the album comes out this month.
Sure. Well, what do you attribute the tremendous success in Europe, and especially Germany, to today?
Spanish Eyes.
Really?
You see, Spanish Eyes was written by Bert Kempfert, and he's from Bavaria.
Right.
And he wrote this
I
song and mailed it to me. And when he mailed me the song, it was just a melody. There were no words. And I had words written for that song, for
Spanish Eyes.
Spanish Eyes, written by Ed Snyder and Larry Kuzik.
But even today, that Spanish Eyes is among the 50 most played songs worldwide.
Yeah, it is. I get a great thrill out of hearing that, you know. And then,
Did you know when you first recorded it that you had something very special?
when I heard that melody, yes. When I heard
You
that
did.
melody, I said, this is going to be a giant. But we have to have a lyric. After 4 writes, 4 things there were, 4 lyrics, Spanish Eyes was the one they'd come up with.
We hope you're enjoying this week's profile of singer Al Martino. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with much more after these important messages.
NYC TV Profiles is brought to you in part by JP Morgan Chase, on the web at www.jpmorganchase.com.
Welcome back to Profiles. I'm Laura Amoruso. Besides earning a starring role as Johnny Fontaine in the original Godfather, Al Martino also sang the title song from that movie, Speak Softly Love, which would go on to be one of his biggest hits. Now back to Mickey Burns with the talented Al Martino.
Two lovers kissed and the world stood still. Then your fingers touched my silent heart and taught it how to sing.
And of course, in 1976, you recorded another song, Volare, which was also an international
I'll
hit.
tell you who produced that. It was Mike Curb. Mike Curb, that was the last record that Mike Curb produced before he got into politics. He became lieutenant governor of California. This was the last record that he produced. And then I campaigned. Usually you go out and you campaign to make your record a hit. What I did was I campaigned for Mike Curb to become lieutenant governor.
Okay.
It was the other way around.